Hey, what's going on everybody? Gleez here, and today in this video we're going to go over some basic to advanced Tony Hawk strategies and tips. Now, I've been playing this game since the original came out, and there are some things in this game that could definitely help to bring you from a basic regular player to an advanced player in just a few simple tricks and strategies, and we're going to go over those right now in this video. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the Boneless. And the Boneless is great for three reasons. One, it allows for extra height. Two, more points. Three, adds to your multiplier. The Boneless is done by hitting up when you jump. All right, so notice that he's able to get like a nice little burst when he jumps versus this. All right, so he gets that nice burst. It gives you points. All right, very good move in the game. Now you can utilize this not only on the ground, but you can also utilize it when you go up ramps. So we're going to take a look at the difference between just going up with a normal jump and going into a spin move versus using the Boneless in order to gain some more points and some extra height. All right, so we revert at the bottom and we get 4,300 or so points. And look at that, we get almost double by using the Boneless. It really, really helps. You can also use the Boneless on jumps like this and get some extra distance. Look how much more distance he gets. All right, so that's why the Boneless or the up move is so important in this game. Now, some characters, I'm not sure, they may have slightly different moves for that spot, but most of the moves are very similar to this when you utilize up and then jump. I'm falling. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the wall plant. And the wall plant is really important in this game. And when you find a good run on one of the maps, utilizing the wall plant can allow you to go back in the opposite direction, earn points, and just continue your combo. So a really good example of this is right here in the warehouse. We're going to grind up top, and we're going to grind all of these ramps. And it's just going to be an endless loop because we're going to utilize the wall plant to send us back in the opposite direction. So see how this works? And the wall plant will just send you right back every time. Now you can utilize this in the middle of a course if you would like. There are ways to bounce off of walls, and it's different for each course as to what might be the best route. As you get better at it, you'll be able to kind of like freelance it, you know, understand where you're at, know your surroundings, use the wall plant to bounce off and go back to an area maybe that you were just grinding at. So another thing we're going to take a look at is utilizing the spin. Now you can spin with the L bumper or R bumper or L1 and R1. And the reason why it's so important to utilize the spin using your L and R button is because if you're grinding and you're using left and right, you can jump right off of whatever you're grinding. So let's take a look here. I'm going to grind very similarly as I was just before. Now notice I'm not spinning, right? Now I'm going to hold L. And notice that I'm spinning. And by spinning, it adds more points. Everything is 180, 360. You know, it just adds more points to your score. When you know that you're going to try to land, you let go of the L button. You can also do it again with the R button. Now, it's important to know, because right there, if you just try to hold that in the middle of the ground, it doesn't really work out too well. When you do it when you're grinding something like that, it's rather mindless, because no matter how you hit the grind, it doesn't matter what position your board's in. So you can just hold the button, and every time you're going to be able to spin in a circle. Now right there, I knew that I could land on the regular ground by spinning. But in most cases, when you come to like the end of your grind, you're going to want to not spin. And that's going to ensure that you land properly. But again, as you're grinding, utilize that spin. Hold that L button, hold that R button, and rack up those points. All right, so we're going to talk about half pipe transferring and how to safeguard against us messing it up. So you may oftentimes go up to a ramp and you see this gap, And we want to hit that gap and continue our combo in order to add to our multiplier, because when we go across the gap, it's going to add more points to our score. So you can see if I go across, all right, I get the transfer, and whatever my score is, you know, that transfer gets added on. Now, what if I were to have this mega combo going? I'm coming down and I try to get that transfer going and I mess it up. Maybe not like that, but more so like this, and I mess it up. Boom! And I land and hit the ground. Ah! Man, my whole combo, devastating. It's gone. But there is a way to safeguard against that. You can use the revert button or the transfer ramp button, which is the R2. And when you're in the air and you know that you're going to smash into the ground because you've mistimed your transfer, you can actually hit the R button and it will straighten you out. So it can save you from hitting the ground and splatting on your face and losing all of your combo points. Also, if you just mistime something like this, you can hit it and you'll be able to land flat on your skateboard. The R2 button, again, is used to revert. I suggest you check out the tutorial. It also can transfer when pipes are back-to-back. So this pipe is back-to-back with this one, and I'm able to use the R2 button and transfer from one pipe to the other. So use the R2 button. It is your friend. Get used to it, get accustomed to it, and understand how to utilize it. All right, so we're going to take a look at the inputs that I have for my specials. So you can see that the grind specials I have are both up, down, and down, up. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, why? Why those specific ones? I do have a left, right, but I always want up, down, and down, up. And the reason why that is because if I input, it basically gives you an option select. So if I were to input up, down, or down, up, and the grind button, if I were to land on the ground and miss my grind, he's going to go into an automatic manual. So it puts me in a situation where even if I miss the grind, I can still extend my combo and adjust on the fly. And this is really important because you're not always going to land directly on what you are trying to grind in a lot of cases. And this is a nice fail-safe in order to continue your combo and not wipe out. Or not just land, you know, flat on the ground. So let's say I were to use the left-right one. I only use the left-right one when I know for sure I'm going to hit the grind. But if my grind were left-right and then I miss and I just hit the ground, my combo's dead in the water. But if I input the up-down triangle, it's an option select. Either the grind will come out or I'll go into the manual and I'll always be able to extend my combo. All right, so this tip here that we're going to go over next is a little bit wacky. So when I first started playing Tony Hawk, I took it upon myself to learn how to play the game by grinding with my pointer finger. And it wasn't something that I really planned on doing. It was just something that felt comfortable to me, and I just naturally found myself doing it. And I don't know a ton of people that play the game this way, but right here in this video, you can see how I'm utilizing the grind button with my pointer finger, and I'm using my thumb in order to use the X and square and circle buttons. And it works out really well. A lot of times the grinds are very close to one another, and it just is too slow to me. I know this sounds like crazy, but it's too slow to me to move from X to triangle with my thumb. So what I actually do is I use my pointer finger and use that to grind. It is definitely something that takes a while to get used to, I would imagine. I've been doing it since Tony Hawk 1. Maybe you want to try it out, maybe you don't. It's a tall task to completely change how you hold the controller and how you utilize it, but I thought it might be, you know, something of an advanced tip to kind of, you know, get your mind thinking, maybe try it out, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but if it does, that's glorious. So those are my tips for Tony Hawk. I definitely will be making more videos for this game and maybe even more tip videos. If there's something that you'd like me to add, leave it down in the comment section. Maybe I'll put it in the second video that I make going over tips for Tony Hawk. If you have any questions about the game, leave them down in the comment section as well. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and be sure to click the bell so you get updated whenever I post new content. As always, it's Gleez signing out. Thanks for checking in and continue to game strong.